right, guys, welcome into Bowling with the Bands. We're back again. My guest right now is Vanessa from the band The Look. Thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm
no
looking forward to having you guys here. May 30th, 8 o'clock. Be sure to come down and check them out. Biggest question we get, and the whole kind of point of this show is, what's the look? What should we expect on the 30th, and what can we kind of expect to see from your show?
So The Look, we definitely want to have a good time.
Awesome.
And we don't want to leave out any genres of music or any songs that people love to hear. We're all about crowd pleasing and sing-alongs. My personal preference, I grew up on pop punk, so You'll see a lot of pop punk covers, but a lot of classic rock, from Pat Benatar to No Doubt.
Okay.
We kind of cover everything, even Blink-182, some songs that have some deeper tones because I have a little bit of an alto voice, so we kind of are able to hit a lot of different music. So that's what makes coming out to see us awesome, because it's just, you're going to get everything.
That's great. Yeah, those always do really well here, because we have such a diverse crowd that comes in that we get those phone calls. What kind of music is this? And it's great to be able to say they're going to play a little bit of everything. So,
yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
So.
How hard is that when you guys are, planning or putting it together to kind of come up with that lineup, and how do you sort of select what gets played and what doesn't, or does it change from gig to gig?
So when we started, we come out with a list of songs, and then we'll learn them. And if we come in and they sound great, like first time around, we're like, yes, that's a keeper. But if we have to spend like too much time on something, we're like, it's not that we can't do it, but it's kind of like, if we're doing this now, it's not going to go over well in the gig because we're going to be in our own heads.
Right.
So we really try to pick things that like come as easy to us as it does to like people that are just going to be singing along.
Okay.
Because that's what makes it more comfortable for us to play, and it's going to come through in the music and to the crowd.
Right. So. Yeah, it makes a big difference.
But we have like thrown songs out that like some of us might dread. But the guys, they usually send me the songs first to say, hey, do you even want to sing this? Because like if I don't have my heart and soul into it, then it's not going to come out well. So
okay,
has to be something that like it strikes a chord with me. It's
right.
Like I'm passionate about it. So
that's great. What's your top song that you like to perform? What's the number one song for you?
So for me personally, I've been singing Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar since I was 17. And so it's always like it is my favorite, because it's a lot of people will say, oh, you got to play Pat Benatar. And then I'm like, well, we do, but it's usually our last song because it's like our closing song.
Okay.
So I get a lot of requests for her and like Heart.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like what my voice comes across.
Got it. So. Okay. We'll look forward to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you guys, did you guys all know each other previously? I know you were telling me a little bit about your history, but how did the band sort of come together as it is now?
So my guitarist, Chris Clark, him and I were in a band when I was 17. He was probably 19 at the time. And we were in a band together for like 3.5 years. We sadly lost our drummer, Danny. He was 22, but we kind of dismembered, went separate ways, no hard feelings in that regard. But he had other bands, I had another band, and then Circle of Life brought us back together, and we decided, well, we're not dead yet, so let's get this going. So he had known Bill, our bassist, from trying to start a project before The Look. So he recruited him, and then we put out a ad for a drummer, and that's how we got Kyle from Imperial. He's awesome. We have a really good chemistry. We have fun. There's no bickering or who's playing louder than who. It's just we just do it.
Okay, so. That's awesome. Yeah. What's the biggest challenge for you guys? Kind of keeping this going as a band. I've heard some different things from different bands about booking places. A lot of music venues are shutting down. What's hard? What's the biggest challenge of keeping this going for you guys?
Off the top of my head, the biggest challenge is having to book a year in advance.
Yeah.
And it comes with the territory, because we realize that like the places that we want to play are booking, and they want to get things in order. They want to have their lineups, but sometimes it makes it hard for, 4 people in a band that have full-time jobs and lives and kids to book that far in advance, because we never want to cancel.
Right.
Like, unless I cannot put a note out of my mouth and sick as a dog, we will not cancel a show. But so that's what makes it hard, because we have to really be like confident in the dates that we're booking and know that like that far out we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes things tough, but we work with it.
I get that. This was my first year booking a full summer for us, and I think it was like September. It's the first. What are you guys doing next summer? I don't know what I'm doing next week, let alone this summer. So I get the stress of it from this side. I can't even imagine from your guys' side. I always say I feel like,
but like we never want to say no.
Right? Yeah, you want to just keep bringing it in.
Just do it. So.
Yeah, that's how we ended up with the schedule we have this year. Because every time someone reached out, it's just, that pressure of saying no is like, I don't ever want to do that. So
yeah,
we're gonna try to bring everybody in. Where else can people see the look this summer? What else do you guys have going on?
So this summer, after we play here May 30th, we will be at Bulldogs Bar and Grill in Poland, Ohio on June 20th.
Okay.
And then June 27th, we're actually down in Crescent, PA at Walker's Bar and Grill. It's right in the heart of where my bassist lives.
Okay.
And not far from where Kyle lives. So it's kind of like their hometowny
Nice.
joint. And then in July, we are at Mario's and Beaver.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
July, I think it's 18th.
Okay. So lots of places people check you out.
Yeah. And we're still, booking through the end of the year.
Awesome.
So we're ready to play.
There you go. Well, again, I thank you for coming out and bowling with me and sitting down and talking. We're very much looking forward to you guys coming on the 30th. I think it's gonna be a great show. Yeah, can't wait to have you down here.
We're excited too.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're down here May 30th, 8 o'clock. Check out Vanessa and the Look, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.